Hey there, how are you guys today on this beautiful sunny Thursday afternoon? I'm wrapping up Ginger Anderson's virtual stamp party today with card number 3, and I've been doing some soft colors in purple. I just realized like the base of the first card was purple, and yesterday was the soft lavender tones with the tulips as well. And so I thought, well, it's been fun to work with some spring colors. Some of Stampin' Up's colors work so well year-round, and yet some of the pastels need a little help to kind of conform to the other seasons. But one that I normally just use during this time of the year is the soft sea foam. Hi Pam, hi Kay. Good to have you on here. And I think my iPad's caught up, so I'm going to put that down, swap that by setting it down and showing you the card. So here's that light green soft seafoam color, and I'm pairing that today with the Springtime Joy stamp set from the mini catalog. So pretty simple layout, and I always like to inspire you with how you can maybe make your own card, switch out the background, switch out the stamp set, but maybe just keeping in mind like the dimensions of the cardstock used and different things like that to create your own card with maybe things that you have or for a different occasion down the road too. A lot of you say you get the cards and you love sending them out right away to people, and so with this one, looking spring and Easter, I'm excited to get cards out to you guys as your rewards for those that have been ordering so that you can turn around and do that. Some of you say that you save them, and that's okay too, because when you do that, that means that you're going to make more or have, like I said, that design for a layout for a different time. So let me get my camera turned around so that you can see the card a little bit better, the way it should look. Okay, here we go. Hi there, Lois. Good to have you on here. So here is today's soft little spring looking card there. For the March virtual stamp camp cards that I made not too long ago, I used the lamb, which was this, from that same stamp set. So I thought, oh, the bunny needs some equal love. So I wanted to get that out today for Ginger's party. And before I get too far along, I have to share some great news with you. So not too long ago, I celebrated my 25th anniversary with Stampin' Up, and I always think it's fun to share little gifts and tidbits with you guys. So in the mail yesterday was such a busy, incredible day with all of the excitement of earning the incentive trip and free shipping for you guys and everything. I didn't even get to my mail till later, and Stampin' Up sent me this cute little box, and inside is a congratulations pin for celebrating 25 years with Stampin' Up. And if you've been to my open houses before, you know that this pin is going to go on my Stampin' Up black apron. That's getting pretty heavy because 25 years of different achievements and categories and things like this that they celebrate with us with pins gets things pretty full. But I think it's kind of fun to share how that they celebrate us by sending out fun little things like that. Such a cute little box. Hi there, Lisa and Shelly. Good to have you here. All right, so if you're just joining in, this is the card that I'm making here, and it comes from the mini catalog, and it is called Springtime Joy. It is found on page 22. So I love that there's so many sentiments that can be used for springtime sentiments and that. And what is cuter than a lamb or a bunny or a little chick when it comes to spring things too. And for those that love to color, this little Easter basket full of eggs would be so fun too for my coloring people. So that's great. So that's where that comes from. Not a lot of accessories, no fun papers today. You guys know I love Stampin' Up's Designer Series paper, so it's pretty rare when I don't have even a little smidge on my card from that. But this is my color combination that I'm going with today. And even that, just 3 colors together, soft seafoam, petal pink, and then the basic white. Hey there, Pam and Ginger. Our host is here, which is always fun to have the host on during the live so she can see other people that are maybe watching with her too. So to start out, I think I'm going to run this piece here through. It's a little bit smaller than my card base. So my card base is 5.5 by 4 1/4, opening this way today. And I used to think it was kind of silly to have the next layer of the card on the top be the exact same color. But when I add the texture to it, I love it because it gives it such a fun texture look, softens it up, and just adds a really great layer. So what I used to think was a little silly at first now is one of my favorite things that I like. Thank you, Pam. It's been a fun ride of 25 years, and you've been with me there every single step of the way, including the days, years before that. All right, so the embossing folder I chose to make that soft look here is the Tasteful Textile 3D embossing folder, and this is from the annual catalog way towards the back, almost at the very back of the catalog, annual catalog, where all the embossing folders are. And so I'm just going to feed in this, and this is 4 inches by 5 1/4 soft sea foam again. And I'm just, because it's a 3D embossing folder, I'm just using this big platform here and then the embossing folder. And a note too, always make sure that hinge side first goes into your machine, as that will really make your embossing folder last a lot longer and reduce wear and tear on it by bubbling up and making air pockets. So that goes through super slick with just plate number 4, specialty plate, and plate number 1 for the new machine. So if you have an old Big Shot 2, these will work well with that. You can always let me know what you might need to use for it, but specialty plates still with that machine work great for the 3D embossing folders. Okay, so when I take this out here, then we have that fun textile look on there, so just soft. And for masculine cards too, if you have like more of a masculine color, it makes it look really fun in a masculine way because it adds a nice guy texture. So this type of embossing folder is one that I have used on so many projects. So hey there, Joan, good to see you on here. And I'm not ready to put this on yet, but I think I'm going to do my stamping now. So with that, I'm going to open up my Memento black ink pad. That's one I always use when I'm going to use my Stampin' Blends, which you can see I have a whole array of them today for you guys. So I'm going to start with my rabbit here, my little cute bunny, and put her kind of over to the side a little bit offset. And then I have a tulip, and you guys remembered from yesterday maybe that I love tulips. So I'm going to put the tulip on one side of her and the tulip on the other side, and then just enough room for a butterfly to come in on top of that. So these are my images there. Hey there, Carol. And I'm going to close this up for now, but I'll get back to that later. And then actually I'm going to just do the sentiment right away. Then I will be done with my black ink pad. So, Lisa is watching, and she always likes to know how do I use up my little strips and scraps and stuff. So when I cut my insides of my cards, I get lots of white 1/4 inch strips. And so that's where this is coming from today. And so my sentiment on the front says, welcome spring, and that's from that same stamp set there, welcome spring. So I'm just going to ink that up and just put that right on my 1/2 inch strip like so. And there's no rhyme or reason to measurements or anything, but I'm just going to take my scissor here and cut that straight across. And I had kind of another strip that I cut down to 3/4 inch, and this is that petal pink color. So I think I'm just going to put that aside, finish it and put it aside, so when the card is ready for the sentiment, that's already there. So I'm just laying that right on top and just kind of making it equal on all sides. Whoops, I hope. I thought I was going to move it just a hair, and it turned out to be a little bit more. Okay, so I don't want to smear the black ink, even though it's probably dry. And I have about like 1/4 inch all the way around there. But this one, because it's, you know, pretty squared up, it's just easy to snip that off. So that's how I'm coming up with today's welcome spring sentiment, just basic white on petal pink. Okay, that's done and set aside, and I can put away my black ink pad. And now for my coloring fans, and even my non-coloring fans, It's time to do a little bit of coloring, so I'm going to bring my camera in closer so you can see that. I'm just going to start with the butterfly here and use my So Saffron markers, both light and dark. I'm going to start with my light and just go over the whole entire butterfly. Really quick and easy to do that. And these are all going to be really soft colors today. That I'm going to go back over the butterfly with my dark So Saffron and just kind of go over those circles, a few of those, the body, and then the two little antennas. So just like that, there we go. I have the butterfly done with that nice light yellow look. And then next I'm going to do the tulips, and I'm going to use light and dark petal pink for my tulips here. And I'm just going to outline the edges like so, just kind of follow the black lines of that. So by the time I fill in the bottom part of the tulip, it's almost filled in, and that's okay, because sometimes just doing that highlights the little parts that aren't filled in. And then I'm going to take with my dark petal pink, just kind of circle the centers of these flowers like so. I think that color's done. And then I'm going to go back to the lighter of the petal pink here, or go to it, not go back to it because I haven't used it. And then just fill in by going over the rest of the flower with that. And go right over the centers because that darker color is on there, and that'll be just fine. And same with the tulips, just go right over top. It's going to fill in all the color that needs to be filled in. And there too, you can see the lighter and darker look there too. Thanks, Linda. It is so sweet because it's so soft, right? And then I'm going to go with my soft seafoam next. Hey there, Julie. Good to see you here. And I'm going to start with the darker and just kind of go down. I'm going to go right down the stem of the tulip, and there again following the inside of the leaves, kind of like that. And here too, it's going to fill in most of the leaf, and that's okay. If you have just a little bit that's lighter, it'll give the nice effect of that. And with these little leaves up here in her little floral wreath, they're pretty tiny. So just filling it in with the darker of the soft seafoam works really well. Then there's three little tiny tails kind of that stick out, and it really adds a lot to just go over that with the green there. I thought about leaving them, and when I did one, I'm like, ooh, that looks so much better. Hi there, Kay. Hi, Pam. And then the rest I'm just going to fill in with the soft seafoam light version. Like I said, there's not going to be a lot left, so it's just a couple little squiggles, and then that's done. And now for the bunny, I'm just using from my Smoky Slate, the lighter color of the two. So just tracing the inside of the ears. So this I'm just doing kind of like a color outline, but not coloring in the bunny. So just filling that in. That's going to give the bunny a soft kind of silhouette look by doing that. If I can follow the lines today. You guys kind of exhausted me yesterday in a fun way with the free shipping. I was on my toes all day and night, and I loved being able to connect with you guys, but I feel like my coloring today is like, can I do this? So then I just have outlined the whole bunny and then just added a couple extra lines underneath there. I wonder if I like little lines underneath the tulips. I'm not sure. So maybe I'll show you one card with and one card without. Sometimes grounding, you know, things like that is kind of nice. I didn't know if the tulips needed to be grounded since the rabbit is there. So yeah, the coloring, I think people kind of get intimidated with it, especially with the two-step light and dark, but it's nothing to be afraid of. And even the rabbit, you'd think, really, you just outline that in gray, but then you can see the difference on the card that I've already made. Once it dries for a few minutes, how much softer it looks, and especially when added to the card. So this might look a little bold until the drying time gets going and everything too. So now I think we are ready to do the assembly part already. And before I put this on, my stamping friend Cheryl, we give each other a bad time because often I might want to just put this right on my card right away, and then I remember the ribbon. So I'm going to back up my tripod a little bit here so I don't bump it with my hands while I'm working, now that I'm done coloring. So this is the Petal Pink striped, here we go, organdy striped ribbon. And this also is in the annual catalog. They carried it over, which I'm so glad. I can't tell you how many spools of this Petal Pink striped organdy ribbon I have went through. It pairs up so well with so many different projects that I just keep using it and using it and using it. And it's great for so many occasions. It really ties in well with so many colors too. I'm surprised, I think probably how much the Petal Pink color I use between the blends and the cardstock and the ink pads and such. And really it's kind of more of a peachy color than it is pink. And I like to tell people that. So even though it's called Petal Pink, it's more peachy. But I think that's what makes it kind of appealing for some of the projects too. Hi there, Barb. Hi, Lisa. Good to see you. So I'm just going to take my ribbon cutting scissor and try and cut that straight across so it's even. Get rid of those little pieces, and now it's ready to put on the card base like so. So I'm just going to run over that ribbon. I like to put my adhesive right on the ribbon. And this ribbon is really thin, so I don't have to worry about it being too bulky or having to pop it up with dimensionals or anything to kind of allow that to be underneath there. That works out really well. So I'm trying to get my knot as close to the edge of the card here that I can. So this, like I said, is 4 by 5 1/4, so we have that 1/4 inch, but I want to also make sure that there's room for this with the ribbon beside it. So let me just get some adhesive going on the cute little rabbit. This I cut 2 inches by 3 inches. And so the Petal Pink layer is then 2 1/4 by 3 1/4. And then I think it just makes all those soft colors pop with that Petal Pink background there. And let me grab some dimensionals, and whoops, top came off pretty easy on that one. And I'll just put some in each corner here. And let's do one in the middle, and I'll pull off the tops of the rest of them, and then this will be ready to pop on as that layer. So this will help, especially because as it goes into the tied knot, it does flip up a little bit. So having some dimensionals underneath here will give kind of a little bit of a give to both the ribbon and the cardstock, like so. Just want to make sure it's straight, kind of lined up with that edge there like so, and then we still have that ribbon right next to it. So I love how soft that looks together. And best thing about Stampin' Up! Is how much the color coordination really works when it comes to their ribbons and markers and inks and cardstock. So that's great. And then remember the fun Welcome Spring that I worked on right away. I'm just going to put a couple dimensionals on the back of that to pop that up and have that be the same height as the focal point. And I was kind of like, do I put it over here? Do I put it over here? Didn't look right in the middle, so I kind of just went a little bit like off to the side like so. So the main part of the card there is done, but of course I want to add something for the inside today and a little bit of embellishment. So for the inside, I'm going to use from that same stamp set, Springtime Joy. It says, may the new life of spring bring you joy. So that's perfect. But if you wanted to make your own Easter card and have that sentiment or something else, you know, the Welcome Spring can go with a lot of different things too. So I'm stamping the sentiment right in the inside of the soft seafoam card because it's easy to see if you write on there. But if you don't like that sentiment, you can always just take like another piece of basic white cardstock, stamp what you want on that, and have that be on the inside of your card too. But having me stamp that there. It's usable, but also it's something that can be adjusted when you get it yourself. And then for embellishments, I haven't pulled out just the basic pearl jewels in a long, long time. So I thought that would be perfect for today's card because they're soft, just like the card. So I'm just going to put about 3 on here, like so, just to add a little soft touch and to also fill in this area over there that's just a little bit more open and blank. So that is today's card, card number 3 for Ginger Anderson's virtual stamp party. So all of a sudden, guys, whoops, got to get my camera turned around. All of a sudden, Ginger's party is wrapped up with demo number 3. I don't know if you guys felt like those 3 days went super fast, but I do feel like they did. So how you can get the cards, the 3 cards that I've made Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, is if you place a minimum order of $25 using Ginger's host code, then you will be able to get the 3 cards from me as a thank you from both Ginger and I for ordering through her party. And you still have time because Ginger's thinking of closing up by March 25th. And now I kind of have this lull here, so just a warning that you might not see me for at least a week. We just started a bathroom renovation here, so I think my husband would be kind of glad if I maybe helped him with some painting or just different things with that too. I think you can all relate to how busy that can get with doing those types of projects and stuff. But I also have a ton of cards to make for you guys because of yesterday's free shipping. So I hope to get some more stamp camp sets out to those that have asked for those by this weekend, and then I'll just keep working on those and Ginger's cards. So that'll keep me busy for quite a few days, but let me know if any of you are interested in being a virtual hostess too. Next week at some time, Stampin' Up! Is going to let us know about the retiring list from the annual catalog. The mini catalog that I've been doing lots of things from, that will still be going until June. So there's kind of a different layover pattern that they've never had before, but there's still time to order from that. There's still time to order from the annual catalog. So if any of you are thinking, you know what, I think it would be fun to step up and be a virtual hostess, I try to make it as easy as I can. I think my hostesses have all been surprised on how easy it is for them to be a hostess, and the rewards have been really good for everyone that is hosted. So I'm glad that that's a positive experience as well too. So if you're interested in that, please let me know. I'd love to work with you on that. Otherwise, so I have a couple things that I'm brainstorming, and I think a lot of it depends on my time, where it's used, and how fast I get some things done around here. But like the first part of April, I just want to start right in with some April Stamp Camp cards, and I know it's Easter, so I might, do a card and take a break, after Easter, and then do it again. And then I might even start again later next week or something if I want to show you some of the retiring stamp sets or products, because I love showing that. I call it that last chance, where you might have that stamp set and go, okay, Belle's not going to use it because it's retiring after that, So I like to pull out when the retiring list is announced. I like to go through my whole stash behind me. You can see that little tower there of my stamp sets. I like to go through all of those once the retiring list is posted, and just pull them all out and see how many of those stamp sets I can use to show you guys some ideas. So you'll have an idea of what the cards might look like for April once the list is announced too. So if I decide like I just have time and I want to get going on that, I might do something like that too. So those are my options that I'm kind of thinking about as well. But just know that I will be back soon with more videos and card ideas and such that way too. So, and yes, Linda, thank you so much. You'll be getting these 3 cards. I'm glad you like them. That always makes me feel good when you're excited about getting them. Not that you're getting them and went, they're just okay. So have a great day. Enjoy your upcoming weekend. Spring might get here eventually in Minnesota. And thanks always for joining in and sharing and loving what you do. Talk to you later, guys. Bye-bye.